real life perspective, it was only $80. Okay, and folks ready to crash and burn over $80.
Yep. I still watch Friday After Next to this day, once a year during Christmas. That is a smart move, I think, as well, Lonzo, is to create something that only gets played a certain amount of time, but it gets played a shit ton. Perfect example, Mariah Carey and that damn Christmas song. I mean, that thing plays 1,000 times a day on channels all over the country, and apparently she makes up to $3 million a year just off that song.
Now, and see, I think that's one of the problems we have when it comes to today's hip hop artists. Nobody don't think like that. You know, everybody wants to be hard all the time, every day. And there's no money in being hard all the time, every day. If you thought in terms of holidays and some of the things that people like to celebrate, and you create a theme song around that event, come on, man. It ain't got to be a big hit. It just got to be a good record. That's all. You know, Ice Cube took the Christmas took the Christmas spirit and made a movie about it. That, like you said, we're gonna play that for decades. That's gonna go down there right there with any other Christmas movie. It's gonna go right with any of them. It's gonna be in the Christmas movie rotation for decades. Okay. When Ice Cube was gone, who was Ice Cube? What was he? It just reminds me of Little Rascals. Okay, you don't know about the Little Rascals.
Oh man, I used to love Little Rascals.
Oh man. So when you see things like this, and that's why I say he was always smarter. Most of your rappers of his caliber never did anything like that. Think about it. They would never associate themselves with anything that didn't have to do with guns, violence, dope, whatever the case may be. They're not
Christmas movie. Get out of here.
I ain't know that. They think they have to live to a reputation that's like cryptocurrency. This only has value in certain circles.
Yeah. Let's go back to the Chronic album to wrap it up. Do you think Dre and Snoop are responsible for a generation of weed smokers?
Could be, very possibly. Well, you know, I think the generation of weed smokers were actually started with Cheech and Chong.
Oh, okay.
Cheech and Chong.
Yep. They influenced me more than Dr. Dre when it comes to weed.
I was into Cheech and Chong back in the 70s, okay? And watching Nice Dreams and them other, man, dude, come on.
He's not here, man.
And I think that the craziest part I seen was when they put him in the insane asylum, and he scratch my balls, it's balls. Somebody scratching my balls, that shit was hilarious. I still have that crazy ass shit. So when you create a genre, you take something that was at that time weed was still highly illegal everywhere.
It was taboo. It was still taboo.
Taboo as hell. And you wrap a movie around it, and you make people laugh at the whole process. And that's when they was trying to scare you out of smoking weed. When they had that movie, what they call it, Reefer
Madness.
Reefer Madness.
You're gonna jump out of the window and rape white women.
Yeah, they showed us that shit in the 9th grade. Reefer Madness. Oh, you just smoke some reefer, you're gonna be crazy. You're gonna do all this. You're gonna, man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Get out of that bullshit. And then they turned around and made weed just some funny, some shit to have some fun with. And they had they always had pretty girls in their movies. Loved it.
Oh, you are not lying, bro.
They had them think it's a milkshake up in there, boy. So I think Snoop modernized what Cheech and Chong already started.
That makes a lot of sense.
And think about it. It's the same thing they did with the music. The music that they had in the 70s was a lot of stuff you heard on the Chronic and the Doggy Style. Okay, so they just gave new life to an old concept. Snoop became the black Cheech and Chong, the one-man Cheech and Chong of our generation when it came to weed.
Yeah, that's facts. You know, this Chronic album that not only talked about pot, but it was very revolutionary. I remember being very energized by the Black Power aspect. You know, this was the time where we were rocking cross colors and African medallions and all that stuff. Nothing about Africa, but we were still, you know, Black Power back then. But that album had a lot of revolutionary stuff. It touched on topics like the riots, poverty, Rodney King. What did you think about that aspect of it? Because that was prevalent throughout the whole album.
But it was mandatory, Doc, because that was that bridging situation. We hadn't gangster rap had not totally been accepted yet, and like you said, we were still in that revolutionary mindset, and we were trying to figure out what we was gonna do, and we're going over here. It was always. I mean, think about the early days of hip hop, man. When we had cross colors and the Gumby haircuts and the chains, and nobody was really gang banging per se. People had their cliques. You had the hoods, but the hoods had not been infiltrated by the crack cocaine yet. So folks were still, people hadn't gotten mad at anybody yet. And we were still having fun in hip hop. Dude, when you go to an event, the first thing, if you went to an event back in the day, you go to the mall, Fox Hills Mall on Sunday, you know, Monday, Friday or Saturday, everybody at the mall going to the same event that night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you gonna be at the Palladium?
Wherever. Yeah. Everybody at the mall, and that's what solidified who was gonna be where. That's why as a promoter, I made sure me and my boys would be at the mall. We compete with Uncle Jam got boys there. We got boys there. Now I'm going to the Eve. They're doing a Freak of the Week contest. Now I'm going over to the so-and-so, wherever it may be. And that was how you solidified what was happening. You didn't really care what hood you was back then. Some people did trip a little bit on hoods back in the day, but it wasn't because the mindset hadn't solidified yet when it came to hoods being hoods. Some like the Nickerson Gardens cats, they was always the same hoods, okay? But girls didn't associate the hood that much with negativity, or Eve. I'm sorry, with negativity. They thought, okay, that's Eve after dark. It was like it's like being O.J. Simpson. I'm not black. I'm O.J. Simpson. I'm not in the hood. I'm Eve after dark. Okay, and that was the same kind of vibe for a lot of people. I'm not the hood. That's Eve after dark. Now, eventually, it did get more affiliated with the hood, but at one point in time, before the 90s, or during the 80s, when that shit first jumped off, it was always, hey, man, that's Eve after dark. We going to the Eve, Doc. I'll do what I got to do because the Eve is where we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and leave that shit elsewhere. Don't bring it over here. That's the respect you had in the neighborhood, right?
Exactly. The Eve was doing this, the Eve was doing that, and it just made for a different era that we'll probably never see again. But I wish we'd have some rendition of that, you know? I wish we'd have some rendition of that.
Telling these stories is a good way for us to keep it alive and for you to tell your story, man. So I'm really glad that we're able to do this. I had a really good time tonight going down memory lane and talking about VCRs and stuff like that. But being that I have to I have a 6:15 appointment. It's about 10 minutes away, but I don't want to show up right at time. But can we start wrapping it up? Any last words, my man, before we head out? Anything? What do you got coming up? I know the holidays are here, but anything after the holidays we should know about?
I see we picked up another 1,500 viewers of everybody who subscribed to subs. I'm sorry, picked up another 1,500 subs on the channel, man. That's great. That's great for a month, dude. That's all natural. I don't buy my subs. I don't do any of that right there. So as we grow naturally. I don't do BBLs.
It's all natural channel, floppy tits and everything.
Floppy tits and all, okay? This ain't no BBL blow up here. And it's taking us a little bit longer to get the attention that we deserve, but we deserve it, and we're gonna get it naturally. So that way, when you watch us, you'll appreciate it because you know what you get yourself into. We don't do a lot of nigga. We ain't been to the nigga verse in a while, but trust me, it'll be back by the first of the year.
Oh yeah. The niggas are taking this next couple weeks off for the holidays, you know, but I'm sure they'll be back in full swing on January.
I'm quite sure they will be. I'll be in Sacramento first week in June, doing a book signing and a documentary screening. I'll be probably in Arizona for a couple of days. My grandson is playing in the Fiesta Bowl, number 24, Boise State, Dylan Riley. That's my grandson. Kickoff returns and running back. So I'll be in Arizona, probably rocking with him and the family during the holidays, and coming back, get my teeth cleaned on Monday. I got a dentist appointment on Monday morning, so it's all good, folks. It's all good. No matter how high you roll in the system, you come right back to getting your teeth cleaned on a Monday morning. Okay, all comes down to being a human. Okay, before I got to tell people, man, I didn't know you did. Man, people tell me I didn't know you would do no stuff like, man. I rake my own yard up, dude.
Yeah.
I drop my own papers off sometimes. Why do you do that? Because I can. I don't have to, but I have the time. If I have the time, I enjoy doing it. I get to hang out with my people in Compton, man. You know, I got certain people I enjoy going to visit. Give me a reason to stop through, see what's going on in Compton College, see what's happening in the school district, and just get a quick. Hey, they keep me out of sight, out of mind, folks. Remember that. Out of sight, out of mind. Man. Hey, folks, always a pleasure. I'm gonna let Dusty get up out of here. We're gonna say this. Dusty, that's an ugly shirt too. I appreciate that, though.
Man, we had an ugly sweater party recently, and yeah, this was my choice. I thought I'd rock it.
You came in real good. You did real good. In the meantime, folks, I'm gonna get up out of here. And before I go, for those who never heard of me, I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in the surgery. Stuck Ice Cube in the freezer until he got cold. On the eve after dark, 50-yard line at the Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit because it was all cap. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, my history goes deep. You never know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for not without Lonzo. Peace, y'all.